Hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome. Ready? Are we ready? Welcome to day number 3 of our challenge business stripped bare. I've got some fabulous stuff to be sharing with you today. And I promise I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter than yesterday, although there is so much good stuff. Like today, there is so much stuff that is going to make a huge, huge impact to your business. Clara, you've joined on. Lovely to see you, gorgeous. Those of you who are watching the replay, hello, say hello. I'd love to hear about how you're getting on with the challenge. I'd love to hear about any aha moments, anything that you've changed, anything that you've implemented because of the challenge so far. I've seen some fabulous feedback in the group. I've had some gorgeous messages from people on Messenger. And so thank you, thank you. I'm super excited to be in this space with you. And are you ready to dive into day number 3? So Today, we are diving into the secret of inspired launching to become fully booked with your soul clients. Now, maybe you're thinking launching. I don't know if I launch in my business. What is launching? Should I be doing it? That sounds like it might be complicated, and it is not. And I'm going to be talking all about that. We're going to be stripping back, looking at the truth of all you actually need to be getting fully booked with your soul clients. And when I say soul client, that's in whatever way you do it, in however you serve people. Whether you run classes like Beautiful Susie, hello Susie, whether you're a coach, whether you're creating cakes or art or whatever it is for the world, it's still about selling out, serving, getting fully booked, making those 5, 10, 15, 20k months and beyond. So, are you ready to dive in today? Hello, Joanne. Lovely to see you here as well. Fabulous. We've got some gorgeous, gorgeous women joining us. Are you ready to go? Grab your pen and paper because you might well want to make some notes. We've got tons of good stuff that I want to dive into. But as I say, I'm going to try and keep it a little bit shorter than yesterday because we went on for nearly an hour. I was like, oh my gosh, did not mean to quite go for so long. Clearly, too much to say. Okay, who's excited to hear about the secrets of inspired launching? And when I say launching, what does that mean to you? What comes up for you? Is it actually, Claire, I don't know what the heck you're talking about? Is it that sounds exciting and I'm intrigued? Is it, oh, that sounds like it might be complicated, I'm not ready? Tell me where you are with the idea of launching. Do you think, oh, I don't know if it relates to my business? I'd love to hear what is actually going through your mind right now as I talk about inspired launching. What does it mean to you and how do you feel about it? Lucy, lovely to see you joining us. Anna, lovely to see you joining us. Mwah! Fabulous women again on here live. Gorgeous. Thank you for showing up so fully. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second so that those comments can come through. You be the person who comments. Remember, own it, take the action, put the comment in. Don't wait for someone else to. There's no wrong answer. It's just really, really good to hear exactly where you're at because then I can meet you where you're at and we can talk about it from there. So, launching is selling, right? Launching is selling, but it's slightly more specific in that we're selling a specific thing. So it's like da 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 da. I'm unleashing this into the world, I'm creating this, I'm sending it out into the world, ready to become fully booked in whatever form that takes for me. So I actually love launching. If you'd have asked me a year ago, I'd have said I don't launch because in my head, I used to feel that launching was this big thing that serious entrepreneurs did, and that wasn't me and I wasn't interested. And so launching was something that I basically kind of ignored because it felt like this really big deal and it felt complicated and it felt heavy and it felt like a bit of a paint by numbers type thing in terms of you had to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this. And so I really kind of disowned the whole idea of launching because it felt misaligned for me, and in my head it was this big complicated thing and I was like, hell no, don't want to go there, not interested in that. And then at the beginning of this year I made a shift and I had a realization that actually launching is like birthing your magic into the world. It's creating the next offer and sending it out there to spread its magic. And the way that we launch can look any way we choose it to. Launching can just be a conversation, and it can be super complicated. You get to choose. So when I'm talking about launching, and this might be different to other people out there, and probably definitely to, like, you know, your internet marketers out there, launching is about simply unleashing and birthing your next offer into the world. That is it. That simple. And when you think of it like that, doesn't that feel exciting? Doesn't that feel inspiring? Doesn't that make you go, oh, like, what do I want to birth into the world? What do I want to create? What do I want to unleash? What feels fabulous to put out there to really help people to change the world? And of course, to bring me the impact that I desire, to bring me the income that I desire, so I can live the life that I choose to, so that I can serve in the way that I want to, so that I can live with passion and purpose, and all those other fabulous, wonderful things. Are you with me? Let me see what you've put so far. Always a bit scary and exciting. Launching requires a certain level of presence. Totally need that for your free challenge at the moment. Sounds exciting but scary. Fabulous. Hi, Rebecca, and I see you here. Oh, Joanne, it's cut off. I'm not sure where it's gone. You are on show when you're launching. That's interesting. Okay, so some of the fears come up that we talked about yesterday a little bit. Feels daunting, like I don't want to be pushy, but excited to get visible and move forward. Awesome, fabulous comments. Totally understand where you're at. And when you think of it now as simply unleashing, birthing something that you feel super excited to share with the world, does it switch it slightly? Does it maybe there's that fear still there, maybe there's excitement there, but does it feel like, actually, this could be really aligned for me? And yes, even though there's a bit of fear, I can totally feel into the excitement and see that actually this is the way that I change lives. This is the way that I have impact. And this is the way that I also make the income in the life that I choose to be living. So let's break it down. Let's strip it down. Because what I see all the time, especially in this space, especially online, is fear marketing. Fear marketing. You have to learn how to do this in your business, otherwise you're going to miss the boat, you'll never get clients, you'll never achieve anything. There's this like fear marketing that is huge on the internet, and I absolutely hate it. Every time I see it, it totally switches me off. But there was absolutely a time in my business when I would get caught up in that fear, when I would believe that, oh my gosh, if I don't do this now, or if I don't learn this, or if I don't have this specific formula, or if I don't go and learn this magic secret, I'm never going to succeed. Who's felt like that? Give me like a thumbs up or a heart if you've ever felt like that before. Like maybe you're missing some of the magic, some big secret, or some of those, there are some big names in this kind of space who really sell in that place of fear. You need this to be able to get the clients you want, and you have to do it this way, and you have to do it now. Who's noticed that, and how does it feel? Because for me, it does not feel good. And so one of the things that I noticed coming up in your comments is, you know, that alignment needs to feel good. It needs to feel really good that we're creating impact in a really heart-led, passion-filled way, right? Because we do not want to be pulled into the ickiness, into the scarcity marketing, into the fear marketing. Actually, we get to show up and we get to shine our lights. We get to shine brightly so that we lead the way, we shine the way, we make a difference from that space. And so launching for me always has to come from that space. It comes from the space of wanting to give rather than I need to take. And I think that that's one of the key things. So when you're thinking about launching, if you start thinking about it as, this is my way to give to the world, this is my way to shine my light, this is my way to create that impact, and for the people that it speaks to, it lets them see how they can come and work with me more so that they can take that next step, go to the next level, feel in massive soul alignment, do all the things that they want to be doing, right? Because when you're in that space from launching, it can feel magical. And going back to this fear marketing, let's break this down. All you need to sell in your business is what? Tell me in the comments. What do you need? What do you need to have in your business to be able to sell now? To be able to become fully booked with soul clients, to be able to make the 5K that you want, the 10K that you want, the 20K that you want? What is it that you tell yourself, or what is it that you feel that you need to be able to do that? I'm a little bit croaky today. It's like third day of talking, and I'm getting a bit croaky, so I apologize about that. Tell me where you're at, because Here's the thing, right? We overcomplicate the process of selling all the time. We can get really caught up in, I need this and this and this and this and this and this. I need all of these things, and it's all got to be running properly to be able to sell this thing, to be able to get the clients that I want. And all of that is rubbish. I'm not gonna swear today, because yesterday I tried to boost the training I did, and Facebook wouldn't let me because of not profound language. It was absolutely profound language, prohibited language. So I'm trying not to swear today, because I would like more people to see this, and I do want to send it out into the world to do its magic. So yes, what have we got? Has anyone put anything yet? Oh, you're holding back. I want to hear. So selling, getting fully booked, making the money that you desire can happen really easily, and we don't need to put lots of blocks and obstacles or make it complicated. It comes down to 3 super simple things. 3, that's it. The first is show up. I know this one again. Show up. The first is show up. What do I mean by showing up? I mean, we talked about it yesterday, being visible, having the conversation, letting someone see what you do so that they know that it's an option. Because if people don't know what you do, they don't know that you can help them. Absolutely not. So the first thing is you have to show up, and you can do that in any way you like. It can be having these are some of the ways that I've actually sold programs or sold one-to-one packages in the past. Standing in the gym, in the line to buy a coffee, and having a conversation with the person in front of me. I showed up because I had the conversation. I was in flow. I was in my groove. So I was like, hey, how's it going? Da, 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 da. She's like, wow, you're in a good mood. I'm like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm super excited. She's like, that sounds interesting. I'm really looking for someone with help with that. Will you tell me more? I'm like, yes, totally. I showed up. Another way you can show up is doing the Facebook Live. Another way you can show up is by literally telling people of whatever it is that you're selling, you're launching, your offer, your service. So number 1 is showing up, but it can be super simple. We do not need to overcomplicate it. Number 2 is selling. We've got to actually sell. We've got to say, hey, this is my thing. This is what it costs. Do you want to buy it? We don't have to say it in exactly that way, but we have to actually sell. If you don't tell the person, if you don't tell them what it costs, if you don't make it clear, then no one can say yes. And number 3 is we simply deliver it. We simply deliver whatever it was that we said we were going to deliver. We do it in absolute flow, in absolute excitement. We do it by being all in, and then people want more. So dead simply, really simply, 3 things that all it needs when it comes to us actually selling. It's showing up, selling, telling people what it is, and then delivering it. And that's not complicated. And that can be super simple. And when I first started making my 5K months, it was super simple. I had none of the technology in place. I had no strategies in place. I had no Facebook ads or anything like that. None of that was in place. It was super, super simple. So I want you to recognize any of the complication that you're putting into your business right now, any of the subconscious rules you're layering into your business, like I need to have X before I can sell. I need to have a website before I can sell. I need to be doing Facebook Lives before I can sell. I need to have more of an audience before I can sell. I need to have whatever it is you might be saying to yourself is not true. It's simply those 3 things, and you can do them in a trillion different ways. And this is what I want to talk about today. So today I'm going to be breaking down those 3 things and talking about what it really is, because let's face it, this conversation today makes a difference as to whether you've got a business or not, whether you're making the money or not, whether you're hitting your goals, whether it's feeling good, whether it's growing, whether you've got the clients. This is the stuff that really counts. So I want to get really down deep into the nitty-gritty and have this conversation. Are you with me? Let me see what some of those comments are. So, love it. It makes total sense. More time to plan, but so lovely to see you here as well. I always feel like I need to know all about the process. For example, the Facebook pixels, the ClickFunnels. Yes, of course. And they're great things to have, right? So I'm not saying for a second that you don't want to have those things, but you don't need them. And there's a really big difference between telling yourself you need something in place to be able to get the results versus actually this is something I can just choose to to learn, because I believe it adds even more value. There's a really big difference, and I want you to start recognizing that difference and how that's going on inside of you. So step one, showing up. When we talk about showing up, we're basically taking people on a journey of unknown to known, and then known to ready to buy from us. So cold to warm, warm to ready, right? And within that process, what we're actually doing is we're building trust, we're building connection, and we're showing up as the expert and showing them that we can help them solve the problem that they've got, whatever it might be. So there's a few things, very simple things that are happening in that process of cold to warm, warm to ready. And when I say ready, I mean ready to buy. So it's going from someone who's never heard of you before to someone who, oh yeah, I'm seeing her stuff. I'm kind of listening to some of it. I'm interested. And then going that next step to actually, this is the person who can help me right now. Like, this is the person who I feel in total alignment with, total flow with. It would be amazing to work with this person. That's the process we're taking them through, right? And here's the important thing to remember. People can make that process feel like it needs to take ages. That process can take a year. It can take 2 years. It can take 5 years if you believe that's how long it takes, or it can take a couple of minutes. It can happen like that. How long it will take for you is how long you believe it will take for you. Okay, so if you think, oh, that process building that know, like, trust before I can then sell, I need to be slow, I need to take my time, I need to, like, don't scare them off. That's the truth for you. That's how it will be showing up. So you get to choose. Do you want that to be really quick, really easy, really in flow? People meet you, you have that conversation, they're like, hell yes, I'm in. Like, I feel connected, I trust you, I see that you're the person to help me with this. Or do you want to believe that it's going to take time? Tell me, what are you choosing? Maybe what have you been choosing, and what do you want to choose in the future? So come on, tell me where you're at, everybody. Tell me where you're at. Okay, so we get to choose how long that process takes. And it's simply, I believe that the way we do this is not by following that cookie cutter approach. It's not by falling into the trap of thinking we have to do it a certain way. And this is what I was talking about earlier. We're taught you have to sell. The way that you get clients is by growing your emailing list. It's by, I need to sneeze. It's by doing an automated webinar. It's by speaking on stage and selling. It's by whatever expert you might have seen that's told you this is the one way that you sell, that you get clients, this is how you have to do it. And none of that is true. All is actually true of those 3 things that I mentioned at the beginning. Show up, sell, deliver. Show up, sell, deliver. That's it. You get to choose how you want to go through that process. And this is where launching for me is this beautiful creative process. And this is where we get to really step into our feminine energy. Because in our businesses, we can choose. There's that masculine energy and a very masculine way to grow our business, or there's a really feminine energy and feminine way to grow our business. We get to choose what space we want to be in. So the masculine energy is much more of that step by step. You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Get that funnel in place, get that process in place, stick to it, boom, 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 boom. However, the feminine version of that is actually to be in that creative energy, to be in that creation energy. We are the ultimate creatures of creation, and we are absolutely creative in the way that we do it. And it's about unleashing that, allowing that, tapping into that, because that's where the magic happens. And within this process, the more that we can allow our creativity to be unleashed from us, the more that we get into that absolute place of flow, and the more that we let our magic into the world. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I believe that there is only me who can do what I do in my way. There is only you who can do what you do in your way. Nobody else. There is nobody else on this planet who can do what you do the way you do it. You do what you do perfectly, and no one else will ever be able to do it the same, because no one else has your unique magic. You are absolutely unique, and you are born with magic inside of you, and that magic is what you are sharing with the world as you create your business, as you serve, as you do the purpose-driven, passion-filled work that you do, right? It's your magic. And the more that we can allow that magic to run through us, the more that we can unleash that magic, the more and more and more we tap into those exponential results, those results that literally leap forwards rather than that step by step by step by step by step. It's our magic that makes the difference. And the more that we allow ourselves to be creative, the more that we follow our joy in our business, the more that creative magic can flow from us. And that's when we have a bigger impact. And that's when people see us. And that's when people feel us and connect with us on a deep, deep, deep level. Can you feel it inside of you? Can you feel that? Feel that magic and feel the truth of that. And when you know that, when you absolutely own that with every part of your being, you are limitless. You can create a business in absolute flow, in absolute abundance, doing what you love every single day when you truly, truly live into that space and feel into that space. And it is powerful. And so the more we can do that, the more we get those results that we want. The more impact we have, the more that we sell, and the easier it becomes and the more joy-filled it becomes every single day. So the way that I like to look at this is, instead of it being this cookie cutter approach or this paint by numbers or whatever you might want to call it, this specific system that we have to follow, instead it's a bit of a subway. What am I talking about? What I love about Subway sandwiches, yes, that's what I'm talking about, is that you get to choose. You make it what you want it. It's your unique way of mixing up the ingredients to create your fabulous thing at the end of it that you love, that is perfect for you. You get to choose how much of all those bits you want in. You get to choose what combination they go in. You get to choose how much. You get to choose the bread, the filling, the sauces, the salad, all of it. And the same goes for your business when it comes to creating your products, creating your offers, and selling them in the world. You get to design that process so that it feels really good and absolutely delicious for you, specifically you. And by doing that, your soul clients will automatically be magnetized to you. So this is not a conversation about what do I have to create that clients want. That's not the way that we do this. We go, what is within me? What do I want to unleash? What do I want to put in the world? What am I here for? What's the next thing that feels exciting for me? It's by doing that and unleashing that into the world that we naturally magnetize the people who are perfect for that. And that's when it becomes, hell yes, amazing, fabulous. Those people are an absolute joy to work with. Our business feels abundant and it's so much fun to do. Okay, so I want you to notice the real difference between those ways of working. What do you choose? How do you want to do it? Tell me. Oh, there's some more comments that have gone in here. While I'm in the comments, tell me, what are you choosing? How do you want to choose it? Do you want the Subway? Do you want the Subway version of building your business, or do you want the cookie cutter approach? You decide. Tell me what it is. Susie, I always feel like I need to know all about, read that already. Susie, Joanne, I think I'm getting better in seeing this process is faster than I thought. You're just glowing about what you do and being a people person. Sorry, sometimes I can't read this. It's like, Claire, can you actually read? I've too long doubted my influence and memorability. Oh, yes. Elsa, I never feel ready to dive in. Yes. So here's the thing about feeling ready to dive in. We never feel ready. And I mentioned this yesterday and on Sunday night. We're living in the reality now that is a reflection of who we were yesterday. Therefore, if we stay in that reality, we will never feel ready. And if you're going to feel ready before you dive in, you will never dive in. Okay? So what we have to do all the time is we have to dive in before we're ready. We have to just decide, because it's a decision. It's a decision to go, yes, I'm choosing that I am ready. It's not something magical that happens that shifts inside of you. You choose to shift it. Okay? You choose to make that decision. So you will never feel ready. No one ever feels ready. Get rid of that myth. You just choose to do it anyway. Joanne, I'm realizing my empathy is what allows me to be the person someone else needs to be while still being you. Absolutely. So that empathy is part of your magic, part of your beautiful gift. I want a Subway. Subway all the way. Subway, yum, yum, Subway. I feel that energy and magic flows, and it's what people love to see. Absolutely. Mwah. You're all with me, all on the same page with me. So how do you unleash that then, right? If you're the creator, if you can be in your creativity as you unleash your magic into this world, how do you want to do it? What feels amazing for you? Because you get to choose. Ask yourself, when it comes to you unleashing your next thing, you simply need to ask yourself, what do I feel ready to create? What do I want to create? You might actually go on what Elsa just said. You might not feel ready to create it, but what would feel amazing to create? What would feel like, whoa, this is next level. This is amazing. This is delicious. This is like the most fabulous thing that I can put out there to create that impact, to change lives, to create transformation. When I created for a long time, for probably over a year, I had wanted to create a mastermind. And I hadn't allowed myself to do it. I was in this space of, oh, but I don't know how, and I don't know if I'm ready, and will people buy it? And you know, I was in that whole like space. And at the beginning of the year, I was like, yes, I am choosing. I am going to birth, create, unleash this mastermind because it needs to be there. I want to be able to serve my soul clients in the biggest, deepest, most impactful way possible. And I knew the moment that I had that shift and I allowed that through, I felt it kind of being created. It felt bigger than me, and it felt so beautiful and so amazing. And that's the space we want to be in when we're creating anything. It doesn't matter whether it's one-to-one work, whether it's dance classes, whether it's like whatever it is you want to put out there. Feel really excited because you know that you want to give this to the world. You want to gift this to the world, and you want to make a difference and feel amazing as you do it. And so that then leads us to, well, what do I charge for this, right? Because it's very easy, and I've had this conversation before with clients, when we're doing what we love, when we're creating this thing that feels so amazing, and actually we feel so in massive gratitude to be able to be there and give that and create that experience, it feels like, well, I would do this for nothing. And of course, we want to be paid because money is beautiful, abundance is beautiful, rich is beautiful, right? We want to feel for everything that we give, and it's one of the things that as women can get blocked up, and we need to allow that flow in, allowing ourselves to receive with more and more ease for all of the magic that we put out there. And so when it comes to what you should charge for whatever program, whatever creation, whatever it is that you're putting out there into the world, there is no such thing as a right amount. There is no such thing as too much or too little. You can charge anything that you want to, that you are creating. Here's the thing. To be able to sell that thing though, that price that you put on it needs to be energetically aligned for you. So I'll say that again, whatever price tag you put on this fabulous thing that you're creating, this thing that you're inspired to launch into the world, you can charge anything that you want to, and it's got to be energetically aligned for you. And that goes both ways, up and down, right? So you could say, right, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to create this one-to-one package, and it's £20,000. Okay. Are there coaches out there doing that? Hell yes. There are loads. There are loads of coaches out there charging £20,000 for one-to-one coaching packages. People pay it. People are willing to pay it. Now, if that is way past your glass ceiling, your internal glass ceiling, if that is like, actually you've got all those beliefs under there that say nobody pays for that, there is no way I could give value to that amount, there is no way that people will say yes, like people will be shocked, they'll be horrified, they'll be like, you're a rip-off merchant. If you've got those beliefs under the surface, then it is not energetically aligned to you. And guess what? Those conversations that you have will absolutely reflect what is going on inside of you. So you'll get on calls with people, they'll be like, what? It's how much? No way. Versus the person who is energetically aligned for that, they're like, yes, of course people are going to pay 20k for the coaching that I offer. Because like, this transforms their life. People are desperate for this. This is the difference, this is what's going to like totally change their future. If you're in that space, it's energetically aligned. People will feel that, people will say yes. And it goes the opposite way. So if you create something and you're like, oh, I'm going to bring down the price, I'm going to charge £50 for it. But inside of you, there's that bit of resistance because you're like, actually, God, I'm giving so much time. And you almost feel a bit, I've forgotten the word, a bit, kind of annoyed and frustrated because you're like, damn, this is worth more. I should have charged more. Again, it's not energetically aligned, and people will probably say no. So even though it's like super low price, and it's like, God, why aren't people just saying totally yes to this? Because it's so cheap. I'm giving it away. Why is this not fully booked already? The reason it's not fully booked already is because it's not energetically aligned, because it actually feels like you're giving too much for what you're receiving back. So it's really important. Tell me where you are with this. Tell me, have you thought about this? Do you understand what I'm saying? How do you feel about it? What are those kind of price points that are coming up for you? This is never about the actual number. This is never about the actual number. It's all about how aligned energetically you are with that number, which is dependent on your beliefs, your model of the world, what you believe someone needs to give to be able to charge that amount of money. Okay? That's where you need to be asking yourself. This is where the money mindset comes in, number one. So if you haven't done money mindset stuff, if like your mindset money wise is not in a great place, I've actually got an amazing course which some people have just finished, so get in touch with me if you want to know about shifting your money mindset, because you want to shift past all of those beliefs, you want to shift past the blocks so that you can charge what you really truly want to charge, that's really aligns with that next level version of you, right? With the version of you who is a rich, abundant woman, with the version of you who totally owns the value, with the version of you who knows the impact that you create in this world, with the version of you that's totally in ease and flow and alignment, and in that space of, yes, of course I receive this money because I create magic in this world and I love the process of doing it. Where are you with it? Let me have a look at some of these comments. Okay, I deserve and choose the subway approach. Yes, I just taught myself out of it, worrying about other people's judgment. I've been reworking statements about myself and ended up Googling statements online rather than writing about myself from the heart. Yes. So it's that comparison that comes in, that whole like, am I doing it good enough? All the rest of it. And we talked about some of it yesterday, and it's recognizing it, just choosing to release it. Always a choice. So the other thing that I need to mention that's about this, right, is because the next thing that can come in is, okay, so I want to charge this amount. I want this program to be this. And I think I'm energetically aligned. It feels like a bit of a stretch, but it feels like an exciting stretch. So it feels good. The next thing that can come in is, to make this amount of money. So maybe you've been on that 1 or 2K and you like want to hit your 5K, or you're on 4 or 5K and you want to hit your 10K. Very, very often we've got beliefs under the surface of, I'm going to have to work harder to make that much more money, right? And it's true. If you believe you're going to have to work harder to earn more money, then you are. You are. Because your reality, your beliefs are what show up in your reality. If you believe that you can just work a bit smarter, if you believe that you can just unleash more of your magic in this world, if you believe that you can actually build your business from a place of total joy, total freedom, total ease, then the money will just come in regardless, because you'll be able to show up, you'll be able to do the things, you're energetically so aligned that the action is amazing and people feel that, and more people are magnetically drawn to you. If you feel and you believe like you have to work really hard to bring in more money, then that's what's going to keep on being created in your reality. So again, it's about going in, looking at the mindset, choosing differently. And it is simply a matter of choosing differently. People so often say, but I've got a block about this. I can't, I can feel that block inside of me and I just can't get past it. And here's the thing, you get to decide to either focus on that block, which of course creates more of it, or you get to focus on the thing you want instead and just choosing it now. So actually, no, I'm just choosing that this can be easy. I'm choosing now that this can be easy. I'm choosing now that this can be in flow. I'm choosing now that I can just let my magic out and I can do what feels really good for me. Whew, gosh, I need to talk a bit slower. Where have I got to? I've got a couple of notes here, so I'm just having a look at what else I've got that I want to talk to you about. So, showing up in whatever way feels amazing for you. Selling, which also means creating your offer, letting out your offer, creating that offer that feels amazing, you really believing the transformative power that it has, the way that it can actually change people's lives, the way that, of course, you deserve to receive all the money because you are living your purpose in this world, and money is just energy. And energetically, you are there, you are in flow, you are making the magic happen. So, of course, you get to receive everything back abundantly. And you can do whatever you want with that money. Remember, this isn't like a good money versus bad money. I can receive money if I'm going to do good in the world versus I can only, so no, you can receive money regardless, because money is just energy and there is more than enough money to go around for everyone. We live in a limitless universe. Our universe keeps expanding. Abundance keeps expanding. Money is just abundance. There is no end. You can allow to just let it in. So sell, sell, sell. And tomorrow we're going to talk more about selling with soul, how you sell from that place that feels really good, really aligned, really easy, versus the ickiness, the questions, the blocks that can come up. So we're going to be talking about some of that tomorrow. And then deliver it in a way that feels amazing for you, and know that it can change slightly. So when you sign up for my challenge, you might have read, you probably can't remember, I certainly can't remember, what was on the little page that you went to that had the bullet points of what we were going to talk about. When I wrote that, I was like, yes, this is what I'm going to talk about. And then time went past, there was a bit of a shift, and I showed up today. I sat down for 10 minutes before the training. I was like, what do I really feel called to share today? What do I want to really talk about today? Because that's what helps my business feel alive for me. I want to be in the moment. I want to be creative. I want to be free. That freedom is really, really important. And also, I believe that energetically, the right message will come through me because it's bigger than me. It's not just me sat here talking. I am the universe is me, we are all one, and the right thing will come through me at the right time to help you and to help me, right? So we get to do all of this in total alignment, total flow. This launching process gets to be a beautiful, expansive way that we create more and more and more impact, that we grow our business again and again and again. So here's my question for you. How do you want to launch next? Maybe you've never officially launched before. How do you want to feel about that process of launching? So it might be launching a new class. It might be launching a new one-to-one offering. It might be launching a new cake line. It might be it could be anything. It's launching, it's setting something new, something into the world that people can say hell yes to, so that they can create the transformations, the things that they desire and want in their life. What are you going to believe about this launch? What do you really want to receive in return for this launch? So is it that you want to receive that 20K, you want to receive that 30K, you want to receive that 50K because of what you're putting out there? What are you ready to receive? And then we need to let go a little bit of the money. So totally opposing what I've just said, but this is really important, because then once we get into the launch process, once we start sharing it with the world, once we start giving the value, showing up as the expert, we start taking people through that process of trusting us, of connecting with us, of showing that we are the person who can help them. We need to let go of the money a little bit and instead focus on the difference that we can make, because quite often that feels far more aligned and far more in flow. So instead of, oh my gosh, I've got to have 5 new clients in this, 10 new clients in this, whatever it might be, or oh my gosh, I've got to hit that first 5K month. That energy is the energy of wanting, and it can push things away, and it can start to feel a bit like, oh, I feel stressed, it's not happening, I'm not getting the results, I'm going to fail, what if this doesn't work? And that energy doesn't serve any of us, right? Instead, we need to step in the energy and choose the energy of, oh my gosh, I am so excited to welcome these 5 new amazing women into my business. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about helping these women through this transformation that is going to absolutely change the rest of their lives. I am so excited about the people who turn up who are ready to say yes to my offer. That energy is so much more expansive, so much more freeing, so much easier. That's the energy we want to be in as we're launching. So instead of it being that scarcity energy of, I need more people to sign up, who's going to say yes? People aren't saying yes, they just said it was too expensive, should I change the price? No, I am feeling really abundant, I'm feeling really excited. I am so looking forward to welcoming these new women into my business now. I'm so excited about these 5 or 6 or however many lives I get to impact and help and support. That's the energy we want to be in. And that's what makes a huge, huge difference. And here's the next thing. Sometimes you might launch something that fails. People don't want it. People don't say yes. Or maybe you wanted to sell 10 places and you only sell 2, right? Occasionally it happens. It happens to everybody, right? It does not mean that you failed. It does not mean that what you are doing is not working. It does not mean that you are not good enough. It does not mean that you are not ready. It's just part of the process of your growth. It means there's something new that you get to learn along the way so that the next time you launch, it is even better, it's more expansive, it's more next level, and it will. And trust it next time, whatever it happens. So if it doesn't happen for any reason, do not go into judgment, do not go into doubt, do not be in that space of shit, I failed. I wasn't supposed to be swearing on this one for Facebook Live. Never mind. Hopefully it'll sneak through. So don't judge yourself on it. It's just like, okay, what next? What next? Just get back into flow, back into that space of what next, what feels amazing, what's an absolute hell yes for me. And there was one last thing I wanted to say. What was it? It was around receiving the money. Oh yes, the last thing that I wanted to say was, you will get on phone calls with people. Some people who say, oh, that's so expensive. And some people who say, wow, that's way less than I thought it would be. Don't let other people's opinions change what you are charging for your program or for whatever it is. You go with what felt right and energetically aligned with you, because it is a very unique thing. Nobody else knows that. Their responses, whether it's really expensive or really cheap or whatever, are based on their money stories, not based on what you have created, what you are offering, what you are selling. And I want you to really, really remind yourself of that every single moment. If someone says to you, oh my God, that is just so expensive, how can that be worth that? That is not on you. That is a reflection of their money story, where they are at. It just says that they're not quite ready yet. It does not mean that they won't be a soul client in the future. They absolutely might be. And it can change quickly. They might say that on the call and then be back in touch in a couple of days' time saying, actually, I've thought about it and I need to do this now. And this comes into play as well. There's this element of trust. And when we're talking, this is the very last thing I'm saying today, but it's really important. And I want you to really take this on board as well, because this made a really big difference for me in my business. This is what allowed me to start creating 20K months, right? So take note, because this matters. When it came to investing in my own business, we all have that set point, and I talked about this on a training the other day. We have a set point which is comfortable in terms of what we're willing to spend and what we can receive with ease. So I was at a set point, this is beginning of the year, where I was at that kind of, okay, my set point for investing in my business is probably around that 5K mark. Saying yes to a program that's about 5K feels like, yes, I can do that. It feels like a stretch. Don't have the money sitting there in the bank. I have to create the money as I go, always, because I'm not really a bag person, sitting money in a bag person. So always it's trusting that I'm going to make that money. And there was a mastermind that I wanted to be part of. I really wanted to be part of it. I got on the call with the coach who runs it, and she said, so to work with me one-to-one for 6 months is £25,000. To work with me for 6 months is £25,000. And I kind of went, ugh. And she said, however, I do have a mastermind which could be perfect for you. And that's only £15,000. And again, I went, £15,000? That's deposit on a house. And I sat there in that moment and I had a real internal thing, because part of me went, that's so much money. Like, my own little mini gremlins crept in. That is so much money. Oh my God. How am I ever going to make that much money? Like, that's a lot of money each month on top of all my other expenses. Can I really do that? And then I had to ask myself this question: Claire, do you believe that you can start making 20k months? Because that's where I was at. I was at the point where I'd gone, I want to start making 20k a month, because that then reflects the impact, that my impact is growing, that I'm getting out there, that I'm delivering more, that I'm growing as a coach, and that I'm making more of a difference, and I'm saying hell yes to the things that I want in my life. So that 20k reflected lots of the things that I wanted in my life. And in that moment, I knew that if I said no to that mastermind, it wasn't me saying no because I didn't want to work with that person. I was saying no because I didn't fully trust that I could be a 20k coach, 20k a month coach. I knew that it was because I didn't fully believe it in that moment, and that I had a choice to make. I had to decide, am I going to choose now that I am a 20k a month coach, and therefore, of course, I will say yes to this? Or am I not fully trusting that I can do this, and therefore I'm going to say no because it feels like too much money? And that was a turning point for me. And that is what allowed me to hit my first 20k month. Simply that decision that yes, because if I say no to this investment, what I'm really saying no to is not the investment, because it does feel aligned. I do want to do this. So it's not the investment. What I'm actually saying no to is my belief in me, and me earning the money that I want to, me having the impact that I want to, me serving on a greater level, me growing my business, all of which are really, really important things to me, all of which I feel super passionate about. And so this is not about if a program doesn't feel aligned, if a coach doesn't feel good, if an investment doesn't feel good. That's a different conversation. It's when it does feel good. It's when you do feel called to do it. If you say no to yourself, you're saying no. Catch yourself out. You're saying no. You don't believe you are that person. You don't believe you can make those results. So I just wanted to have that conversation as the last thing, to slip it in there, because the truth is, that's the thing. That is the thing. That's the number one thing that allowed me to hit my first 20k months. And so I really wanted to share that with you, because I really wanted you to know that. On that note, I am done. I promised you I was going to be shorter today, and I haven't been. We've gone for nearly an hour again. So thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being here. What have you taken from today? What are you going to do? I want to hear about how you feel about launching, what your ideas are for launching, what you feel ready to launch into the world, whether it's a program, whether it's a class, whether it's a new business, whatever it might be. So your action for today is to hop over to the Own It Now group, if you haven't yet, and it's to post or Facebook Live or whatever you want to do in there around how you are launching, or how you're changing your beliefs around launching, or how you're excited, or what it is specifically that you are going to launch. If you've got it already, if it's come through already, if you're like, oh hell yes, I know what it is, this is it, I'm excited about it, go and tell me. You might not know what it is, yes, but share with me in this energy of inspiration, because that's the magic, in the energy of inspiration, in the space of creativity. What kind of things are coming through you? So go over to the Own It Now group and pop it in there. The other thing, actually, so I nearly got on really late for this, is because I was busy in my little flow state creating a beautiful little gift for you all. Some of you will have received the gift if you're in the Money Mindset, Money in Abundance program that I recently did. You will have received it. But if not, I've got a beautiful gift for you. I'm going to put, I probably can't do it now. When I get off this call, I'm going to tag it up at the top so that you can sign up for that if you want it. It's the Rich Woman Meditation. So if you've got those beliefs that are blocking you, the Rich Woman Meditation is about shifting your money beliefs, but also shifting your beliefs about what you believe yourself to be capable of. It's putting you back into your own power, and it's working with your subconscious mind, because it's your subconscious mind that is creating your reality all of the time and creating the results that you're getting. come and join me tomorrow for day 4. We've got more fabulousness. Thank you for being here with me. I love and adore you all. Please, I'm going to be popping this on my business page later. So if you want to share it, if you know people who would benefit from this, or you want to tag people in, maybe they're already in the group, but you haven't seen them on the lives, tag them into the training. That would be amazing. Or I'd love you to share this with other people. I'd love you to invite people into the group. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you've got questions, if you just want to throw something my way, I would love to hear about it. If you've worked with me, I mentioned this yesterday, if you've worked with me and I can't remember who it was now. If you've worked with me, I have now had a little button pop up on my Facebook business page, which is Claire Macpherson Coach, which is a reviews. It's brand new. So I'm like, oh, there's no reviews there. It looks like I've got no reviews. So if you've worked with me, I'd love you to go and give me a little review over on that page so that I can start building up those reviews, because obviously it's brand new and people will wonder why there's not more reviews there. You could also, of course, just go and give a review about this challenge and how you're finding it, and I would be very, very massively grateful for that. Go and have a fabulous day. Go and shine your light. Lots and lots of love and inspiration and flow. I will see you all very, very shortly. Take care. That's it for now. Goodbye.